Hedera Hbar. So we saw that great news yesterday with Mondelez International now coming on to the Governing Council. So that is our third edition for this year. Not only that, we're going to be taking a look in this video about SKUX, which is a payments firm, and they've also partnered up with Mondelez International as well, and how they use Hedera's technology. We will also be looking at the price action of HBAR coin and Source coin today. I mean, we're just making another all-time high. It really has been on a run for Source. And also we do have some other bits and pieces in terms of Hedera, like for example the TPS. All I ask from you are two things, which is to smash that like button and to subscribe to the channel as well. So we're going to take a look at this video between HBAR Bull, and also we have the co-founder of SKUX. Now with SKUX, they are basically a payments company and they have already joined forces with Mondelez, and it's to do with their customer service program that they will be expanding. And so I'm only going to be playing a few clips that you need to know of here.
A little bit into Hedera. How exactly does SKUX leverage the Hedera network for your business?
Well, so let me kind of back up a little bit, and I'll just give you a really simple use case, right? So today, one of our partners, a very large beverage brand, right? And so previous to SKUX, when consumers were having, in the customer service vertical of their business, let's say there was a bad product experience, that brand was sending a physical check or a coupon to those consumers that were calling up from a customer service desk, right? Obviously, that took weeks. And there's a lot of fraud in terms of those actual funds getting to the consumer. So we think about from a SKUX perspective, we empower that brand to be able to send a digital branded instant payment directly to the consumer's mobile device that can be tracked and traced throughout the entire life cycle of that payment delivery. So number one, better consumer experience, physical to digital, from a sustainability perspective, lowering costs, enabling consumers quicker access to those funds, and being able to track and trace those funds from issuance to redemption. That is what SKUX is completely focused on in a variety of different industries. When we think about Hedera, what does that add into the mix of that?
I mean, I definitely think when it comes to the physical coupons, it pretty much is outdated. I mean, not only the fact that is it physical, it takes so long for the company to actually issue those coupons in general, and so the customer can't redeem it for quite some time. But the thing is, sometimes I lose coupons as well, so if you lose that physical coupon, that means that you won't be able to redeem it. Maybe you might be able to get another one, but it can take some time. And the transition that we're going from the physical coupons to the digital is very much needed in this day and age, especially with the consumer market. A lot of people have smartphones nowadays and they would prefer to do things on a digital basis, like in an app or something like that. So let's check out what Hedera is doing.
From our perspective, it's taking that a step further and being a fully transparent company and saying we're not only going to issue those payments, remove the fraud that the check currently had or the coupon had where you couldn't track it, but take it a step further and actually put that payment on an immutable ledger and be able to show the issuance, redemption, and transaction stamp of those payments, which is, from a payments industry and a retail industry, it's really groundbreaking. And it's SKUX going out with our partners on the front line of really showing traceability and fraud elimination, which is why, from a Hedera perspective, it makes so much sense.
So putting all of that information and details on that ledger so it is trackable and identifiable, that is a golden key for us because we are able to verify it. So it's much better on a ledger than having those paper coupons, where it's pretty much harder to trace. So for DaVinci Graph, we have over here some stats. Now on Thursday, the 15th of February, which was yesterday, we have Hedera takes the top spot for transaction speed, boasting 1,287 transactions per second with a max record TPS of 3,287. And then we have Solana coming in at second at 963 TPS, followed by Tron 65.91 and Polygon at 50.54. So you can see the difference in the numbers with Hedera being at number one. Really good, it has beat Solana. Again, I always say that just take these stats with a pinch of salt because of course the rankings always change day to day, but still Hedera has been outperforming pretty well. Over here from CentX, we have, did you know that Amplify is an all-in-one platform helping artists market their music and connecting them to their super fans? Well, Amplify Link is now bringing 100,000 artists and their millions of fans to Hedera as it transitions from Web 2 to Web 3. So Amplify have announced their partnership with Tune FM. And the reason as to why this is important is because Tune FM is essentially built on Hedera. So it uses the DLT. And what is Tune FM? If you don't already know, I really like this project. It's basically providing musicians with the platform to monetize their music, right? So they receive their micro payments for streaming. So whenever somebody listens to their songs, they receive their money, and they actually get it in the form of that JAM token, as well as NFTs for, like, for example, your music assets and also collectibles. I really like Tune.fm and what they're doing. They are allowing these artists and musicians to monetize their content, and they will actually be making quite a bit of money off of it compared with other platforms such as Spotify, where you need to get so many more streams. And so it's really good to see that we now have this addition in this many artists. Over here from Drop, we have that Drop is the future of the digital economy, and we are finally excited that it's happening. So we have the Hedera hash graph releasing the case study on it, and we're going to take a look at some bits and pieces over here. So we have nearly 3/4 or 70% of global consumers would prefer the ability to pay for what they use rather than subscription or ad-based barriers. So these are the ads that basically pop up in your face, and they are really annoying, but it's to do with the smaller transactions. So what Drop does, essentially, you'll see over here that if a payment is made of $1 via Stripe, the merchant has to pay as much as 52 cents or 52% of that transaction, which is extremely high, right? It doesn't even make sense to operate as a business like that. Your transaction fee should be roughly around about maybe anywhere from 2 to 5 cents, maybe even as high as 10 cents, but that's still pretty high. 52 cents is just daylight robbery at that point. So we have 50% of reported consumer transactions are less than $50, and so of course it's unsustainable for small businesses because it's essentially going to be taking up half of that payment in those fees. And so with Drop, their solution is by facilitating micropayments. They allow for transactions to be in increments that were previously deemed too small to be feasible or expensive to support, making them more accessible and cost effective for everyone involved. And so over here we have an explanation as to why Drop actually built on Hedera. So you'll see over here that we have the low transaction fees, of course, in terms of Hedera's technology compared with other networks where there are higher transaction fees and they are variable as well, and also with the speed as well. So we have the 10,000 transactions per second with very low latency, and that's really important, right, because we need that speed in the transactions for the settlement. So the price action of Source today, we are currently trading at 0.1172. We are up by a whopping 15.94% on the one-day chart. I mean, it couldn't get any better for Source. I thought that we were doing well when we hit that 9 cents because that was an all-time high, and then we hit 10 cents yesterday, and I woke up this morning and I was like, right, we really are going on a run right now. So in the green again for the volume, we are up by 8.2%, and we're trading at $3.22 million. So in the earlier hours in the morning for today, we were trading at 0.1071. On the 7-day chart, we are up by a whopping 51.52%. We've just basically doubled, right? Let's take a look at what happened earlier on in the week. So over here on the 10th of February, we were trading at 0.08004. I mean, I was pretty happy with this price. I thought, you know what, 8 cents for Source, pretty good stuff, because we were able to surpass that 7 cent mark. On the 12th of February, we did actually come down to 0.07701, but despite that, we are still pretty high. Then on the 14th of February, we broke out, we went to 0.09392, and I thought, you know what, maybe we might come back, but no, it still went on a run. It went to 10 cents at 0.1035 just yesterday, and now today we are at the 11 cent mark. On the 1 month chart, that then means that we are up by 38.76%. Look at this nice spike, guys. I mean, we really are on the brink of just reaching that 12 cent mark. But still, if you have a look at the 1 year chart, the gains are fantastic. We are up by 283.66%. And if we just compare to where we were at the start of the year, we were trading at 0.07766 on the 3rd of January. But now we have increased by roughly around about 4 cents. So the price action of Hbar coin today, we are currently trading at 0.0856. We are up by 3.9% on the 1 day chart, so we are also in the green. In the earlier hours of the morning for today, we were trading at 0.0837, and so now we have climbed up to the mid-range of 8 cents. On the 1 week chart, we are up by 11.9%. So you'll see over here for the 1 week, on the 12th of February, we were sitting at 0.0772, and then we went to 0.0815 on the 30th of February at 8 cents. On the 15th, which was yesterday, we did actually hit 0.0823, now at 0.0859. On the 1 month chart, we are up by 6.5%. I mean, February has been much better for Hbar compared with January. We were sitting at that 0.0686 mark. We were below 7 cents. Now we have been able to go up and above it on that 7 cent mark. And for Hbar, I definitely want to see the price action get some support at the 8 cent level. But even if we can actually do the mid-range of 8 cents, that would also still be pretty good too. On the 1 year chart, we are down by 4.7%, but we are definitely doing much better than we were before in January. Guys, if you want daily Hedera Hbar coin news, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.